Hey guys, I got another unbox video for you. This time it is the Tower Hobbies P-51 Mustang. This plane comes in a couple of different formats. They've got some racer versions, some warbird versions. So I picked the one of the warbird versions, and it just so happens Tower was running a really cool special this week for hobbyists. So we'll get into that right after the break. All right, so the P-51 Mustang, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, you've probably figured out I'm a huge fan of this airframe. It's a tough flying airplane. It takes some skill to fly this plane, but there's something about the airframe that just speaks to me. I don't know what it is. The style, the fact that it was a world beater at the time. It's just a wonderful, wonderful story and a great airframe that helped the United States succeed in World War II. So anyway, let's get into the unbox piece. They have, I think it's 4 different copies of this plane. They've got the Berlin Express, the silver, and this one is the silver one. And then they have a red Racer and the Miss America. Those are the 4 different versions they have. I like the silver one, so that's what I got. And the cool part about what Tower does with this plane, you can see that I've already kind of taken a few steps ahead, and I put my livery decals on already. I went for the Gentleman Gin version of the plane, but Tower does something really nice and gives options, because they give you the Glamorous Glen livery as well as the Gentleman Jim, which I chose, and then they also give you the Old Crow and Little Joe. So you can pick any one of these that you want. And I think that's just a nice touch. It's really kind of cool that they spend a little bit of extra money and give you some options to choose the livery that you like the best. So very cool. I applaud that effort. The other cool thing about it is that the decals, the stock decals that were common to all the planes, were already applied. So the stars and bars here, they were already on the plane. All I had to do was apply these. But you know what? Honestly, I'm getting into the build piece of the video, and I don't want to do too much of that. So let's get back to the unbox piece, and I'll show you what's going on here. So this plane is sold as a plug and play, meaning you put in your receiver and your battery and you're good to go. I can tell you from my experience with the Millennium Master, this looks like the exact same format as the Millennium Master. The only real difference is the color, and you know, the airfoil and the design of the plane. But other than that, the weight feels the same, the quality of the foam feels the same, the motor's the same, the ESC is the same, even the landing gear mechanism is the same. So very common, very common approach to putting airplanes together. And you all know how much I like that Millennium Master. So I have a feeling this plane's going to be pretty solid in the air. And it's kind of small. It's a little 40-inch plane, but it's fun it's very convenient, very easy to throw this in the back of the truck and go fly with this one. So let's get into the plane itself. It comes pre-assembled. Now, the special, I should take a pause. Okay, the special this week was they were giving away the free retracts with the plane, which is super cool, and you can still apply the coupon code. So this plane was sold for $119, and the retracts are normally $29, so that puts you at what, $148 it normally for the plane. Well, they were giving the retracts away, so take $30 off, and you can still apply the standard coupon code. So I got this plane with the retracts for $104 shipped. I mean, I didn't have a choice. I had to do it. I wasn't really in the market for another Mustang, but when this came up, I'm like, yeah, I'm buying it. I've been watching these planes for a while, and at that price, how can you not get it? $104 airplane with retracts, and it looks this good. Yeah, why not? So anyway, back to the build now. Now, I don't have my retracts yet. They come in. When I got my shipment notification, they said that I was getting 2 packages. Now I understand why. The first package was the plane, second package is the retracts. They use the same landing gear mechanism on the fixed gear, and these just pop in, just like the Millennium Master. You just stick it in that hole. They use the same retention mechanism. It's a good idea to replace these with collets with a grub screw, because eventually they pop off. So when I get my retracts, I'll figure out what to do. If they use the same mechanism, I will be putting a collet on, because they do like to pop off over time. They've got the little landing gear doors, which is cool. I'm a little surprised, and I thought I saw somewhere that they were color matched with the stripe. So I see a black stripe here, but no black stripe on the door. Maybe I'll figure that out later. Maybe I just won't worry about it. But the wing is one piece, just like the Millennium Master. It does have the capability of using flaps if you want to put those in. I'm not sure yet if I'm going to bother with it. I probably won't because honestly, I just don't think the plane needs it. But maybe for scale, who knows? I might decide to do it. We'll call that a game time decision. So yeah, anyway, it does support flaps in case you want to do that, which I think is kind of cool because you can't even get that on some of the big planes. That Phoenix P-51 I just did, no flaps on that plane. So anyway, there's the wing. They even have, when you get this plane, the main gear they're on the landing gear wire and the doors are attached already. So they really make it simple to put this plane together. I mean, honestly, it's ridiculous. Okay, for the horizontal stabilizer, real simple installation. There's one control horn and there's a torque rod they've already installed, which is really cool because I hate installing those things. I always make a mess of them. But that one's already installed, so you can see that the elevator works on both sides out of the box. And this will just slide through, this just slides through the fuselage in the back, and you'll connect up the pre-installed push rods right to the horn there. And what's different about this over a lot of the others is that in this model they use these little plugs. So these plugs go in the bottom of the fuselage. There's a hole, you see that hole? And there's two different size plugs, the big one there, the little one there, and you just slide those in. The one thing I've seen, and I'll cover, it's pretty simple, but there is a seam on that plug. You want to make sure that lines up with the seam on the fuselage of the plane. That's the one key I'd say there. You wouldn't want those crossed. But anyway, very simple horizontal stabilizer and control mechanism set up in the back, no problem. And of course, the vertical stabilizer is already molded into the fuselage. We'll get to that in just a minute. Okay, regarding the fuselage, here's what we've got. Now again, I've already done my livery application. The cowl's already on, the motor's already installed, and it's a big canopy. It detaches all the way back here on the back of the plane. Let me try and get that off without denting the foam. It's a good idea, and I'll cover this in the build video, to put a piece of clear tape on the back. That way you can lift that up. I might actually put it on the sides right around here, because this is, over time, I can imagine this foam getting crinkled if you lift on the back and lever it up like that. I imagine that this eventually will start to wear and you'll see stress marks in there. So I might just put some tape or something, clear tape, on the side so I can lift it up from the middle and avoid those stretch marks. But anyway, interior, the rudder and elevator servos are in already, and you got wiring for the ESC up front. They do already give you a Dean's connector. That's unfortunate because I don't use Dean's connectors, so I'm going to have to do some surgery, and there's not a lot of room on that guy, so I may have to take the front end of this apart just to cut that sucker off, or at least pull that ESC out. We'll see. But anyway, it's all assembled and ready to go. If you use Dean's connectors, you don't have any work to do. You just go for it. The screw for the wing drops right in there. So when you put the wing in the saddle, that screw drops in, and you screw it in, and that's what holds the wing on. So real clean and easy setup. Looks good. No complaints at all. I mean, I've mentioned this before in my videos that they've really got this EPO molding technique down to a science at this point. It's very clean. No errors on the paint. No blemishes. Nothing to write home about. I mean, no complaints there. Everything is as it should be. And then the canopy, hey, they got a pilot. How about that? You guys have heard me whine about that on my videos in the past, so I'm glad to see they put a pilot. And it looks period correct, and they don't make it look like some Japanese anime character, which is cool. They put some dark visors on him. He's got his oxygen mask on there. I'll look and see later, but that's another little nitpick I have, is a lot of times they'll put really goofy stuff like iPods on these dash consoles. And I don't see any of that on this one. It looks clean. So anyway, canopy looks fine. And then the spinner setup, you guys, again, you know how I feel about these things. Now, what I'll say, though, is that I've had good luck with the Millennium Master spinners. Those are the only plastic spinners I've ever had success with. This one, I'm praying that it's balanced, because it obviously goes with the livery. I don't want to put a red one on there if I can avoid it, or aluminum if I can avoid it. I'd like to use the one that goes with the scheme. So hopefully this will balance properly. And if not, hopefully I can get it balanced on my balancer. We'll see. But the prop is included, and it is a, sorry, don't have my glasses. Okay, the included prop, I don't know if you can make that out on the video. It is a 107E prop. And it's a two-bladed black, so that's not exactly scaled, but hey, it's included, and what are you going to complain about? They give you a free prop. The tail wheel, very lightweight, little tiny guy on the back. You know, I watched a video where somebody said something about the Corsair, the Tower Hobbies Corsair not having a steerable tail wheel. That's one of the first things I checked when I got it out of the box. The Mustang does. That is a wire going into the rudder, and that is where the collet that holds the tail wheel that I just showed you. So this one does have a steerable tail wheel mechanism. I know I saw a complaint about the Corsair not having one. This plane does, so that's good. And then regarding the rest of the hardware, they give you a little Y adapter for flaps, a little roll of Velcro, and a couple extra control horns and collets if you want to put the flaps, if you want to put flaps on the plane, and the push rods, of course, to go with it. So overall, I'd say this is a very complete kit. I don't have my retracts yet. I will cover the retracts in the build video when I put the airplane together and do the video for that. There will be a build video for the plane, and I'll talk a little bit about the retracts when they come in. Regarding the rest of the plane, I gotta say it's a cool formula. I'm a huge fan of Tower's Millennium Master. I think to me it's the best airplane of all time. It's the best airplane I've ever flown. I'll put it that way. But good airplane, solid. And this one looks like it fits that kind of style. They took the same approach. It feels, from a weight standpoint, to be about the same. The power to weight ratio is going to be real similar. Although they do give a bigger prop. That is a 10.7 prop. And on the Millennium Master, yeah, that is a 10.7 prop. On the Millennium Master, they give you a 9.45. So I'm interested in what's going on there. But anyway, I can't wait to get this thing done and built. It won't take much. I'm just going to get the retracts in and get this thing assembled, and we'll get it out flying. Take some video and have a build review and a maiden video, and that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope it's been helpful to you. Hope it helps you make a decision. If it is, I appreciate it if you subscribe and hit the little notification bell so that you're notified when I post new videos. It helps the channel grow. All right, thanks for your attention and time. Hope this helps you. Take it easy.